Okay, start now. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Anand Gupta. Today, discussing about child labor. Child labor. Child labor is not good for our society because in this age, child is going to school, they do work. And the age of child is not for doing work. Many people bring child for his shop work because he pay minimum price for same work. Anyone?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Enquiry. Let me introduce child labor. When any child is under 18 years old, then you are child. And when those children work, goes to work, this is child labor. In the age of under 18, child in the age of under 18, child get child get education, but within some problem, child do work. So this is child labor, and thank you.
Hello everyone. I am Kritikant Singh. I agree with Anand and I want to add some points. Child labor is illegal and our government gave punishment for these activities. It violates the humanity life.
Will not be correct over here. Gives permission. What is your sentence?
Gives.
What was your sentence? Repeat again.
Repeat. This is illegal and our government gave punishment for this.
Give punishment will not be
Gives
there.
punishment for this.
Government is giving. Still government is giving.
It violates the humanity like how anyone can do work with the help of children. That is age of playing and them.
Mention animal. मेरा कान बज रहा है. Mention animal or what? Okay, you finish. I'll counter at last. Whatever I have to say, I will be suggesting at last. You speak up. Leave it. आप में खुद में potential है. आप किसी माइक के सहारे नहीं हैं.
That is the age of studying, having fun. In that age, they are working hard. I do agree. I want to add some points. According to me, child labor is bad for us and our society because we see that in our past years to nowadays, most parents send their child for earning money in the age of their childhood.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sasi, and today you will be listening my thoughts on child labor. So, what is labor? Paying a certain person for their skills is labor, and doing this activity for child, limiting this activity for child is child labor. So child labor does come from responsibilities or mentality, people's mentality or society mentality. Responsibilities arises from the family problem or family economic condition. So some parents or some relatives force their children to be involved in child labor or to be involved in some businesses or either. So child labor does limit the boundaries of the children, limit their mind. Child labors are used as beggars to emotionally connect to the people and to cheat the people. And they parents also use them as a kingmaker. But if you see, child labor can also be a great opportunity for children to develop, because if they are doing a certain job with their own choice, they can initiate a new technology, they can innovate, they can invent, if they can do invention and lead the world in a new direction. uh, some childs are aware of education and parents don't understand this. So they enforce their child to child labor so that they can make their economy strong. But this kills the child dreams and which can lead their whole future to the another level. That's all. Anyone?
Remember, who will not speak, at last what will happen? So better everyone participate.
I agree with your point, Sasi. I also would like to add some point. Like children who start work from their childhood are deprived of many things, like a school life experience that this other children get in their age, and the parents love. Also, I would like to say that children who work from their childhood are the cause of our decrease in GDP growth, as they are not getting good education, and they are working with low salary, and when their salary will be at a lower price, then they can't help in GDP growth, so it's not good. You would like to say?
Good afternoon to all. My name is Sunil, and I have little slightly different opinion from my friend Shashi, and I would like to ask a question from him. As you said that child labor, in a sense, we can say that it is developing also the child. You said that? Yeah. So I have a question that if a child who is below the 18, he can be considered as a child labor. So if he is working in a factory, okay, so if he's working from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., so how he is getting developed? He is not going to school. He is not getting proper nutrition. He don't have the sufficient 2 times food also. So how he is getting development? Just by going from home to factory is a development. How can you explain that?
So my meaning was not in that sense. If a child is doing a certain job with his own choice, then he would be managing his studies, or he would be doing that job after his studies. But I'm not saying that he would be but he is not be sacrificing his studies for just for job. I am saying that if he is pursuing a job by his own choice, he can develop his skills.
But if a person, if I take an example, if a boy is giving a tuition to the students, he can't be count in the sense of child labor. But if a boy is working at a factory, at an iron steel factory or any factory or at any snacks shop, then it would be considered in child labor. So how he is getting developed? It is not compulsory that he is working at the shop with his own with his own choice. So how it is he is getting developed?
No, just my saying was that if he is pursuing the job by his own choice, then he may get developed. Or if you are forcing him, then he is not developed. He is getting his dreams. He is not. He is not free from all the limitations. You are taking a certain boundary so that he can be inside it and just work for it.
So it means you do agree that if a boy is working in a factory, he could not get developed in that sense.
Yeah, if he is working in a factory, but if he is not interested, it can be considered as a child labor. But if he is interested to see him as a infrastructure developer or as a entrepreneur in the factory in industrial areas, then yeah, he can get some points, some knowledge about that.
Yeah, so I will end it by saying that if a person is doing some job for encouraging himself or his skills, then it won't be considered as the developing. But if it can be considered as a development of the boy. But if he's working by forcing of somebody else, then it would be not considered that he's developed. Right?
I would like to clarify my friend Sasi's point that you want to say that many childs are forced to work in, just like my friend Sasi said that they're forced to work in firework factories and they don't only affect the child but also their health. But what my friend Sasi said that many child who don't have much interest and start working in any kind of start any business or just you can take the example of Dhirubhai Ambani. He has started his business and at very young age, like detergent business, I can recall it. So rest is history. We all are aware of what he has created today.
You will not speak by your own will, then you will be forced to speak. And then you will come under child labor category.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ram Kumar. Child labor is very crucial topic. Everyone is so concerned of this topic. Child labor, which is under employer, which or child or girls, which came under the age of 14, is illegal to be a child labor. This is the age to play, to get a study and get more and more knowledge. But what can you do? It is their surroundings and according to their surroundings or their family situation, and their body make him to be a child labor.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Today our topic is child labor. Child labor can result in extreme badly and mental harm and even death. It can lead to slavery. Child are cheap source of labor compared to adults. That's why there are many people who are using child for doing their work. So we have to focus on. That child is not doing any work. Thank you.
Everyone, according to me, child labor is not good thing. Because of every child as not available to labor. It is the age of study as not a labor. Every child, every child has the right of get our education.
Hello everyone. I have a question to my friend Assis. And what about those children who wants to study and there will be no one in their family member who earns money. So in that way, child labor is good for those children who belongs to very poor family and cannot pay their school fee. So they're working during their free time to earn some money to pay their school fee. Some children in developing country often help their family business by doing this. It is not a crime.
I agree with you. But school child is has belong to poor family. Poor family. For government provide our free education.
Yes, I agree. Governments provide a free education, but not about education. It's also about sometimes in terms of education, sometimes in terms of health. If a family has a sick family members, the child can work and bring income. It can be huge support to their family if their children bring money.
Hello everyone, I am Vishal Kumar. First of all, good afternoon. Child labor, why child do child labor? Understand their situation also. We are here, we are telling our respect. But when you see as a respect of child, he is bound. Like those child who are orphaned, they didn't have their parents who will look for them. They forcefully have to do child work. In the whole world, there is 7.9 billion population. Out of 790 million are under. They didn't earn even 144 rupees a day. What their child will do? They have to do. They have to earn. Because they didn't have shelter, food, and clothes. That is the three basic things that is used to sustain our life. The basics need a child have. After that, they will look for education or anything else. First of all, they will simply see how I can survive. And there is an option that is child labor. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Krishna Kumar. As also told that child labor is not a crime. If some child is supposed to work in shop, what about this? I want to add something. If someone teaching like in this time, Sonu is famous in social media. He is teaching some student. So I don't think this is child labor. Child labor, you can say child labor if some child is forcing without their example. Yeah.
their choice, without their choice. So I don't think.
I want to say the on the child who have no any member in their family. The child who has no any member in their family. For child also has an orphanage, anathalaya, for her future.
I do agree with Roshan and Vishal. You want you ask a question with Roshan. He's not talking about orphan child. He's talking about the family condition whose family condition is poor. His income is not able to pay 2 times food.
He says who have no any member in their family.
I don't think Roshan is Roshan said. Okay, let it. What I want to say, I personally feel this child labor. I personally feel this child labor. When I talk with them, then I heard lots of cases that my father drinks a lot and he drains all his income in drinking and enjoying something which is very irresponsible. And I don't think this activities will take. I think this will create an issue a lot in the families. And personally, I talk about a lot of child laborers, and most of the cases I got same answers that my father drinks. And next, my and I when I asked about it, you get knowledge from Sarkari schools as well, and many of the like Anganwadi. He says that Bhaiya, I have not 2 times food for eat, and I my I told you that I have no income. I have not any sort of income that I feed my family and myself also. That's why I'm earning money.
I agree with Shashank. At some point, child labor is a bad thing for all child. But in India, poor people are compulsory to send our child for work because his father money is not sufficient for manage their house. That's why child labor work is increase in India. And
Hello everyone, my name is Shaidiswar. I prepared your points and I want to say something that here the correct news in Bihar that a boy wants to study but his father didn't give money for a study and his father spent money in alcohol. The boy is studying in government school but their teachers is not teaching it. So he had gone to meet chief ministers, that is Nitish Kumar, and requesting to give better study, and the chief minister helped him. And the boy wants to, and the boy said that he wants to become an IS officer. Many students wants to study like that boy, but he deprived from study. I want to suggest that government should take experienced teacher that they could teach well in government schools. Thank you. Anyone?
I asked a question to Shreya that this boy require admission in any private schools, but I watched some news before 1-2 days before. he want to say he's not want to admission in private school. He want to admission in Simutala Sainik like this school. Why? He also study in private school. He have a he have offered from Sonu Sood and many ministers of Bihar and Honorable Rajya Sabha Sansad Sushil Modi for uh, for a good private school, but he did not take admission in that school. He only want to like Simutala Sainik School. Why?
His choice was. I don't know.
Have you heard his first interview? In his first interview, he asked PM that CM, sorry, that please give me good education. My father don't let me do that. Where it is written that government school only provide good education or private school, I think he is acting like an opportunist. If he getting a lot of options, then he is trying to be an opportunist to take an admission in whatever you want. He is just asking for a good education.
Yes.
Now he's a YouTube blogger. I was yesterday.
I would like to answer Sushant's question. He said the child labor of Thursday child are enforced to survive their basic needs. We can't do anything about just we can't be discussing about this scenario, but we can make people aware. We can initiate some institute, or we can initiate some aids to help children to fundraise, and we can uplift this problem. But we can't be discussing only and raising the question that this is not done or this is that cannot be done. But we can be aware and we can be hardworking so that we can create employment, and which would increase our world's economy, and which would surely reduce this child labor. Thank you.
I would like to ask you one thing. When we consider our child labor, we only our child is working for needs. Why don't we consider the child which is conservative mindset of their parents? They are forced to work in household work. Just you can say mostly in females. They are not allowed to study further. They are said to be or made for such for handling the household work. Why don't we consider the family of Naxalites, in which the children only learn how to handle the gun against your country, against your government? Why can't we teach them to make guns and be against the be instead of against country, they can also be fight for their country and make some give some contribution in our defense sector. Why don't we consider the condition of tribal area children who don't know even the single meaning of it, and they're forced to work at a zero wages, just like a beggar. In a rural area, we used to say that during the crop harvesting season, a lots of tribal people come to harvest your crop, and many of us appoint them and give some small kind of grains and some small wages for their basic needs. So it's our duty to change the perspective and improve the condition, and also government should take the initiative to by reserving some seats in government colleges and private schools for the children of Naxalites, or giving a special facility to the children's tribal children. Thank you.
And I would like to add some points that private school also should give reservation and taught the backward class people, like economically backward class, so that they can raise their standard. They know what is the value of education, because they don't know about that. They only know what the basic needs I need for survival. They should be aware of that. Thank you. Good afternoon, friends. My name is Aryabhata University. My topic is child.
No, let him come.
According to me, child labor is not a good of any society of any child because this is the first period of success in every child. But in child labor, but in child labor, all child activity gap for this child, and also for
You said you people start speaking. You all, corner one, both of you, speak up. इधर कॉर्नर में जितने बैठे हैं आपको बोलिए, जो लोग अब तक बोले नहीं हैं.
I would like to say, one course for you.
What do you want to say? Is it code or foyer? Code, then you proceed.
बच्चों को लिखता हूँ काटता हूँ, मैं स्कूलों को देखकर अपना गम बांटता हूँ. तू आजाद है आजाद परिंदों की तरह, मैं तो हर रात जैसे जेल में काटता हूँ. और जैसे तैसे ये जिंदगी गुजर करनी है, ये दुख तो कुछ भी नहीं. हर एक जिंदगी की मुसीबत भी हमें सहनी है. और एक दिन भूख से बिलख रहा था घर मेरा, और एक दिन भूख से बिलख रहा था घर मेरा, तब जाके चाइल्ड लेबर की आईडी पड़ी.
क्या खुद से लिखते हैं? खुद से लिखते हैं? आपका? But yes, we will. Wait. In professional discussion, we would use Enquiry. But yes, this is again another talent which you have.
My name is Vikas Kumar. Much fun to read this topic. Child is very bad out of our society. Why?
Yes, why? सही कुछ बोल रहे हैं, आगे proceed तो
ये कॉपी है नहीं. अरे नहीं यार, केमिस्ट्री का टॉप, केमिस्ट्री डिफाइन द आइडियल सॉल्यूशन.
पास माइक over here. बोल के पास करिए. You speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ujjwal, and according to me, as we know that child labor is crime, but in such situations, while their pets and while the children lost their fathers and no anyone have to maintain their house, that in such situations, child have to labor in factories for money and for manage their houses.
Proceed.
As my friend Roshan said, child labor is not a crime. I do agree with that. Child labor is not a crime because the mindset of the people and the society make that a crime. In nowadays, we have seen lots of child who age is under 18 and are do lots of work and different kinds of work as their own decision. As their own decision, due to the sense of earning money and their family condition, and if they are from poor background, so they are too poor for that. And one benefit of doing child labor is that they are learn learn to take responsibility in early age. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ram Kumar. Child labor, child labor is illegal in our country because today's child is future of our country. But some economical conditions in their parents they don't provide our children good food and they can't afford their children's educations. And finally, most of the mothers don't want to get their go to their children and work in factory. They don't want. But some economical conditions, they have to go their factory and work. And I'm also example of myself. My parents is not economical condition is very good. Belong to a lower background family, and when I was in the 8th class, I don't read in a single word, just like in Hindi. So my mother is don't provide the higher education, just like a private schools. So I have decided to go to the hotel and do the dishes in the hotel, and I work from 9 to 5, and then after I get a study. And first of all, I want to say that I built my career as a child labor. I get up in the morning at 4 o'clock and do a study in the 2 hours, because these 2 hours is a makeup of all the whole day in the student life. So
hello everyone, my name is Sunil, and in my point of view, child labor is a crime nowadays. Government taking action about this, that if someone force a child to do child labor, then the child can claim a charge against him that he is trying to force him to do child labor. And I suppose that child labor is very illegal. If a child doing something in his childhood, he won't able to leave his childhood. He is forcing that he is forced by people that to do some work on somewhere to in a hotel or some anything else anywhere. This is illegal, and their parents also have to be some like. Their parents are also responsible for their child, that they are doing child labor, because if their parents are not good, if their parents are weak in a wealthy manner, then the child has to do child labor.
From the first bench and second bench. First you speak, then you speak.
Child labor is not a crime, because it is a problem of family. One of my friends, he is lost our father in COVID. His family had 4 members, 3 sisters and one mother. His family condition is not good.
they started work for survive, earning money. This is not a crime.
दोबारा बोल लीजिए.
Hello everyone, my name is Aryabhata and I am trying to discuss on this that child labor is not a crime. I think the children, his father has died due to any problem. In that case, government has responsibility to take action against that. And government should help them. Should be helped them. My other point is that what is limit for child labor? Suppose that if a child who is under 10 years, who are working in industry and is the children physically capable for this work, and will it not affect on children's health and mind? If anyone has answer. Suppose that if a children who is in under 10 years and who is working in industry, is these children physically capable for this work, and will it not affect on children health or mental? If anyone has answer of this question. No, in my opinion, children is not physically capable. In 12th class, in English, I read that in a chapter that is about bankers. So it is mentioned that these childs were physically getting disabled by doing in the bankers factory. Their eye got affected by these bankers, by the heat of using bangles and making bangles. You don't understand my question. If 10 years old children under 10 years old not physically capable is working at industry, is physically capable for this work.
Why he working in industry? He working not with a hotel restaurant like this.
So will it not
capable physically.
So will it not affect on children's health or mental?
Obviously, it will affect, but we are doing it due.
But how can you say that child labor is legal in India?
So who say?
No one says.
Who say?
Support. Most of people Most of people.
Okay.
Suppose you answer the question that you have said that working for their family is a crime. Like that brother who is having two sisters, he is working for us. That is a crime. That son, in that case, government should provide. Government can't do anything. Government not provide. How? It's a government responsibility. No, it's a government responsibility to provide.
I am just I say I am in 6, 7, and 9 approx. I just working myself. It's not a child level. It's a
Family as a guy's family to work for his family, for his father. He is helping his father work in his job. It's a kind of help for his family.
Okay, stop from here. You people. Speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Roshni Kumari. Now, my opinion is it is a simple to see such children working
discussion is going on over there. You need to lend your ears. Listen.
It is some good afternoon, everyone. My name is Roshni. My opinion is it is a shameful to see such a children working when they should actually be at a school concentration on their studies. It is shameful to see such a children working when they should actually be at any school concentrating on their studies.
Still waiting for a suggestion. Haven't got any suggestion till now. What can be done? What government is doing? Your discussion was going on. Government can't do anything. Government have done many things and still doing. So first discuss 5 minutes I'm giving you. Discuss on what government is doing and your suggestion from your side. What can be done to stop this?
I would like I would like to clear the. I want to discuss the concept of disguised employment, where the disguised employment, where the activity which needs 3 people are involving 7 or 8 people, but it is not increasing its. If we see in agriculture, the whole family is involved in this, and many you can see in fish farming sector. The parents are involving and forcing their children to manage the fish, but it is not yielding any extra income to their. We can see the example of DRCs, which has provided students and economically backward students to study in good private institutions and get to work in good MNCs. Just like you can see, many students are not from good family background, but they are taking the benefit of this DRCC, in which they have to pay the loan in later in 52 installment, which can easily be paid at any cost. And if they are not getting any job, they will not need to pay. So this is a very critical step of government.
And that's it. No, wait. I want to involve all the students who haven't participated. You all. How it is beneficial, this class, how it is beneficial for you all. If you will not speak. Speak up.
Good afternoon, everyone. In my opinion, child labor is illegal. Many of poor child working in hotels, houses, factories.
Stop.
Due to this poor condition of family, and the family become supported because the family are not able to fulfill of her life. So according to this time, we all are aware of those that who work. Thank you.
Now listen to the mistakes which you all have done. First come to conclusion. Then I'll be share. Come to conclusion. Okay. Speak.
So child labor can be seen as a packet of biscuit. You all see the front page, but you can't see what contains the mind. It doesn't see the struggles behind it. It doesn't see the government work. You can't initiate your own aid to help the children. If you initiate your own aid, then you can raise the voice by your aid to the government. And that's the legal way you can help the children. So that way you can help the children, and I hope today's discussion will surely change our mind to develop a mentality that everyone should get education, everyone should be treated equally. Right.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone want to add?
I would tell you say that what government is doing right now. So the government is doing nothing. They are only saying that child labor is illegal, and nothing. The government has to take a strict action, and they had to survey all the factories, and they had to survey chimneys and the bricks chimneys, that they would see that how child labor is doing. how the child is doing on the factory and something else, anywhere. So they had to take strict action about this. They are saying only child labor is illegal. While saying child labor is not getting banned.
See,
They
you
had
can't say, okay, done. Anyone else want to add on this? No one want to add? Okay. First, before discussing all these mistakes, what you did, first I want to answer your question, what government is doing. This is because lack of information which we don't have. That's why you're using the statement. It is written in your directive principle. You haven't gone through directive principle of state policy, I suppose. You people have read, I think, in social science, in school life only you would have read about fundamental rights and directive principle. Yes, there it is mentioned that you are not supposed, any factories are not supposed to ask any child to work. And for that, many acts are also passed. Like one is Mines Act, okay? Child Labor Act is also there. So obviously government need to follow. What is directive principle of state policy? Anyone know? Have any idea? It is that all the government need to follow the instruction which is given in directive principle of state policy. No one will ignore this policy, all the statement which is written. Many articles are there, you will not be able to understand that much, but this briefing is enough for you all that it is mentioned over there, right? And everyone need to follow. So government have done many things for this, and still many acts are also passed. And other than that, in fundamental right also, child trafficking act is also, sorry, not act, in article 25, 20 to 25, you can check. I'm not sure. So in article number 20, I think it is mentioned that child trafficking is not allowed in fundamental right even. So when it is fundamental right, that means it is justiciable. What do you mean by justiciable? If you find anyone, or like you were saying that child are working in some particular shop, then you can call to the police that this person is doing this type of crime. And yes, it is crime. It is being declared crime. Child labor is a crime. Okay, so these are the information which you need to collect. So better go home, gather few information about, okay, in one day it's not possible to gather that much information, but try to understand how what government is doing for child labor. This much briefing is enough to open your mind, I suppose. Okay, search fundamental right, search directive principle, right? Take few ideas on Mines Act, take few ideas on Child Labor Act. You will get to know what government is doing. So it's not that, but few people don't obey the instruction. That's why problem is there. And one example you have given of DRCC. One more example is there, like you were talking about basic needs they don't have. They don't have food to eat. So for that, midday meal is there. Right, midday meal is given that student or child should come to the school. They should get education for basic need. Food, at least they will get. Yes, shelter problem is there, but at least food they are providing. So at least for sake of food, at least people will come and study for a while. So
I have seen a lot. I have seen yesterday that small child is distributing a tea in a tea shop to policemen. And I have also seen the small children giving the tea in collector office. The collector himself collects the tea and having it. So I think that if such a great official can neglecting this kind of activity, then who will safeguard up their rights?
Correct. And you know that beside these all things, they also need to means what implementation thing is in their hand only. Act is passed on that level. Three level are there. One who makes law, and then one who implement, and then one who punish, or that whether these are been done properly or not. When act is passed, that is the first part. That is legislative part is done. Execution part need to be done, right? And then implementation. Implementation means to say that who is not implementing these things need to get punishment. And I don't like any student when teacher is speaking, you are discussing your own point. So please check these all things. These are not the etiquettes of the class. Now, any more questions? No question? So coming to your point, what you did, Like the cow's problem is still there. Yes, and you all know that it is because, but you people are very much habituated. All those students who were speaking because people. So try to check these all things. Today also a school. Today also, right? Next age, you were discussing that 18 years, under 18 years will come under child labor. So please confirm under 14 years it is or under 18 years. Because under 14 years, if you are making child to work, that will come under child labor. Okay. Next 14 years it is. Next is, who said, you asked question with Roshan. With Atika, Susan. You have confusion where to use with, where to use to. So today you go and read the preposition chapter. Okay, where to use with, where to use, because you related to this, many mistake you did. Like you ask question with Roshan, talk with them, I talk to them. Okay. Food for eat, they don't have food to eat, right? That's why I'm writing that what mistakes you are doing. So these are the mistakes, doesn't matter. Check out, read out, you will not do this mistake again. Next, I want to suggest that someone was, I'm not writing the name. Someone said that I want to suggest that. I want to suggest that. Okay. And you were also using their basics idea beside Satvik. What is your name? Yes, basic need. Basics are बारह बोले थे और दो तीन बार बोले आप. So I thought better to check this. First time if you speak, I ignore. But when you continuously repeat the same mistake, I thought it is the thing to be pointed out. Okay, the basic idea is there. Basic need is there, not basics need. Clear? Then again, he want to take admission, somewhat mistake you did. You had to say he want to take admission, but you said something else. I don't remember. Then for manage their houses, to manage their houses. Who said this? For manage their houses. To, it is declare, one of you on that first bench. Lost our father, you mentioned. Lost his father. And government discussion you already did. So these were the mistakes you did in today's discussion.
एक दो बच्चा है, एक बच्चा बिजनेस में एक पैदा हुआ और एक बच्चा अदर फैमिली में पैदा हुआ, दोनों का एज 5 हो गया। एक के यहाँ सब कुछ नहीं है और दूसरे के यहाँ सब कुछ, पर यदि उस बीच उनके पापा किसी काम से बाहर गए, वो भी उनको जैसा ये बोला कि हम शॉप का जिम्मेवारी संभालते थे। उस दिन यदि उनके पापा नहीं रहते, दुकान बंद रहता, तो आखिर वो तो कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, वो भी क्यों नहीं चाइल्ड लेबर में आता है, जबकि ये यदि करता है कोई भी काम तो ये चाइल्ड लेबर में आता है।
That is not child labor. Labor, they have already explained this point. When you are forced to do something, that will come under child labor. Force, right? So I think these things was already been discussed. Speak.